Welcome back. If you feel like you're getting different information about COVID-19 every day, you're definitely not alone there. First, experts told us there's no need to wear masks. Now those masks are mandatory in Harris County. First, they said the flu was more deadly, but now CDC numbers show that COVID has killed 6 times as many people so far this year. So what about reports that sunlight and heat can stop COVID-19? Now, this is very early research, so it's not conclusive, but we're going to walk you through exactly what scientists know about that so far. It's the beginning of May, so the start of summer is still officially about 6 weeks away. One common question we're getting, though, is will the summer heat kill coronavirus? People want to know if the virus will taper off like the seasonal flu. And there's been a lot of debate over this question. But a report by the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine that's been sent to the White House says don't count on summer to stop coronavirus. Researchers analyzed laboratory studies and data on the rate of spread from China and other countries. Their findings, quote, some limited data support a potential waning of cases in warmer and more humid seasons, yet none are without major limitations. The report warned, given that countries currently in summer climates, such as Australia and Iran, are experiencing rapid virus spread, it should not be assumed warmer weather will lead to a decrease in cases. Only time will tell if the summer will slow down or stop the spread here in the U.S., so the answer to this question is still unknown.